Hi there, guys. Welcome to Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue. This is Carlos, your host. On today's episode here, we got, of course, my brother over here, Hiram.
What's up?
But we do got some new guests that haven't been in Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue before. So let me start off with over to my right. I can't see anything that direction right now, man.
We're blowing smoke.
All that gas, bro.
Over here to my right, I got
Norland, what's up, everybody?
Norland over here on my right, and over to my left, I got
Angel. What's up, guys?
Angel. All right, welcome to Outdoors, Brews, and Barbecue, man. I didn't give you guys any expectations before getting in here, but we are going to be having some beer.
Just a little bit.
I don't know what your tasting skills here may be. We are officially bringing in sours into the podcast live for the first time. On camera here, as you guys can see, I'm going to pull back a little bit. We have the first sour we're going to be talking about tonight from Spanish Mary Brewing, which is actually right here, right around the corner from the studio. All right. As I was at the brewery tasting these things out with my brother-in-law, the first thing that kind of picked my eye was a little cartoon character on there that looked like what's his name from Ghostbusters? Slimer. First thing that caught my eyeballs, and I was like, interesting. I think that's going to be a beer that I'm going to try. So I went ahead and brought that one into the podcast. There will be a mini episode out, guys, that I may have already spoken about this beer, but I'm going to go ahead and re-bring it into this episode where I'm here with the other guys, because I am a little short on the list as what other beers I have to cover tonight. So we added this one to the equation as well. All right, so let's pop this one open. I'm going to put a cup right here right next to the can so we can take a look at what this stuff looks like. All right, and then I'm going to pop open the cooler and hand you guys over 2 cans to split in some cups. But for you guys to be able to see what this beer looks like, let me actually get the cup. Let's pour the beer right. Come on now.
Thank you.
All right, as we're pouring this beer into the cup, let's go ahead and put this here in front of the camera. Yes, this is the beer we're about to taste. As I looked at this beer last night, or 2 days ago when I tasted it, I was like, very interesting. I don't know how I feel about that color. But I'm not going to say anything yet because some of you in this room have not tasted this beer. So I'll let you guys
Definitely
judge.
looks like we're drinking Slimer.
Definitely looks like you're drinking Slimer out of the can. That is without a doubt.
We're definitely drinking something from Slimer.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, well, hello there.
Let me pour some and pass it around, and then we'll pull some other cans out of the cooler there. And you guys tell me what you taste in this beer.
That's how it
might as well. Yeah, I might as well just
started.
hire the rest. So that's 1 can down. I need to move forward here. Let's move this mic. All right.
Oh, never mind.
Can
I got
number
past
2.
the Norland. Hyro's like, give me
I'm
the
not
whole
complaining.
bottle.
Yeah.
I was like, I need the whole can for me.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Thank
You can
very
have that
much.
can.
You can have that
yourself. There you go. I got you. There's 3 cans either way. And let's see if we want to hand one over to our recording gentleman over here, as he has some curiosity about this beer when I showed it to him earlier. No? You good?
No.
All right. So I guess he ain't tasting, so I got another one in the cooler. All right. So let's flip this can back around. And let's put this back on top of the camera. All right. Or in front of the camera, not on top. And as you can see, the color is very unique to this beer. The color right off the bat, as I looked at the color and I was tasting this beer, the first thing that came to my mind was Gak from Nickelodeon.
Oh my gosh,
All right.
Gak. Yeah, it just starts stretching out.
It starts stretching out. It just looked like, some green mucus in my cup. I was like, ooh.
This looks like if you put like phlegm in a cup and just heated it up in the microwave.
Yo, mucus is a pretty
Sounds
good
like
description
you've
for
done this before.
Mucus is a pretty good
I
It's
description.
a pretty
know.
good description
How
because
did you know?
swirling it around, it feels thick, thicker than most beers.
Yeah.
It's definitely not
Ooh.
watered down. It has some substance to it.
All right, some substance. All right. What do you guys taste in that beer? Because it's a sour ale, guys, by the way. It's a sour ale, and this beer is in at 7% APV.
Oh, that's good. I can tell you,
Alright.
it smells like old ass oranges.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're right on that. It does
Like,
have
You know what it gives
I
me
mean-
the feel of? Like a mimosa in a type of way.
haven't tasted them.
A mimosa?
in a little bit.
Mm.
Mainly
Alright.
the citrus, like the citrusy aspect of it.
Ooh.
All right. So there's something called lechon that we eat a lot here in Miami. This
Otherwise known as pork.
pork, and the marinade we make for it is very citrusy. This tastes as if they fermented that marinade itself.
Interesting. I didn't really think about that the other day when I tasted it, but I can see what you're saying. Yeah, I can go with that.
Now you're gonna make lechon with this. That's what we're doing.
It's not a bad idea.
I wouldn't mind trying that.
You could probably
actually.
make a pretty good barbecue sauce out of this too to
Yeah,
put it on
dude.
some lechon.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Mm.
yeah.
some barbecue sauce with
I like
some
this.
Ecto Cooler Stay Puffed Draft.
This is very good.
By the way, that's the name of the beer we're tasting out here, guys. Is the Ecto Cooler. Ecto Cooler Stay Puffed, a fresh new look at with a whole Stay Puffed marshmallows. Your favorite juice box from the 80s and the 90s, back when mom probably packed your lunchbox. The Ecto Cooler at one point or another, probably after you tossed them into the shopping cart while your mother wasn't looking. All right, that is the description they have here off the brewery.
Yep.
But again, when I looked at this beer right off the bat, the color was very interesting to the eye. And I was like, you know what? Sure, I'll taste it. I'm not a sour beer fan myself, but why not? You know, I've been suggested to taste some sour beers here and there. I have tasted some in other places that I would not recommend anybody.
At what places are you tasting these things?
The one that I tasted with you at Unbranded was rather interesting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There was like 3 sour ales that Hyro had requested at Unbranded Brewing over in Hialeah, and he liked them. But again, we all have different taste
Not
buds,
all of
right?
them.
The first mistake was Hialeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Hey, unbranded though. Not
They
bad.
do. You know what though?
I know.
We went there
I'll-
for the
I'll
beer,
give-
not the.
I'm going to Hialeah for the beer, not for the city. They call Hialeah the city of progress.
La ciudad que progresa, papá.
They call Hialeah the city of progress, but to me, Hialeah is a clusterfuck bowl in northern Dade County. All right.
I could see how it could taste like if you bunched up a whole like sour Skittles and you just put them all like in your mouth.
Yes.
I can taste that.
I was thinking like a fruit roll up or something.
I thought when I tasted it, I was thinking more about the tropical package of Starburst.
I can agree with that sentiment.
The what is it? It's a teal color package.
It's
No,
a teal
no.
color package.
Yeah.
The teal color package of Starburst was the first thing that came to mind when I tasted this beer at the brewery, and then I retasted it as we did a mini episode a few nights back. That was the first thing that triggered in my head was the tropical pack of Starburst, other than the color description as far as the Nickelodeon gag or the color of mucus, in a cup.
Or just straight up Slimer in the cup.
What was the
Or Slimer melted in a cup after you got tased.
What was the APV on this one again?
APV on this, for it tasting this smooth,
7, right?
is a 7% APV.
That is quite surprising. This is it's true to the description. It tastes a lot like you're just drinking the Ecto Cooler juice.
Mhm.
You do not feel it at all,
No.
which is really surprising.
This just tastes like a
because-
juice straight up.
Yeah. The first smell I got out of this, it smelled very like yeasty in like in a pleasant way. And then when I tasted it, it's like, wow, that's not what it smelled like at all.
Interesting. Sometimes the trick is the smell of
The
a beer is tricky because it is not the taste you get out of the beer.
Tricky.
It reminds me of Hawaiian Punch.
A Hawaiian punch with lemon or what?
No, like the green Hawaiian Punch. Like that's what
Oh,
it
the
reminds
green Hawaiian punch, because Hawaiian punch to me is a whole lot fruitier.
me. Mm-mm.
Oh.
It's sweet though.
When I think of Hawaiian Punch, I think of those like big like red jugs.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know they had other flavors than red.
Yeah, they had other ones. They have like a blue one and a green one.
Oh, yeah.
But this reminds me of like the
Hell
green
yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, I normally get the
So-
green one.
If we had to pair it with a dish that you think this beer would go great with, what kind of dish do you
Ooh.
think this beer kind of matches to?
Lechon.
Lechon.
We have mentioned
that was right.
Lechon,
El
yeah.
We said-
sazon de lechon. But
The flavors,
other than the pork seasoning that we just described there, what else do you think you could have this beer with as far as on a regular sitting?
breakfast. Like I see myself having like
I have had
scrambled
beer for
eggs,
breakfast. I can agree with you on that.
bacon.
Sure, why not?
Like again, I did say that earlier that it does kind of remind me mainly of that like citrusy like taste of a mimosa, so I can't see that with a breakfast.
Okay.
Like
I'm gonna go ahead and
It'll
say,
be interesting though, and sorry for cutting
No,
you
go
off
right
over
ahead.
there. Norland. But it would be interesting though if you sat next to your mom and she orders herself a mimosa, and all of a sudden you pour this green mucus into your cup. And, she'd be
Get
looking
in
at you like,
mimosa.
"What the hell are you drinking?" All right.
It's a matter-
Mami, es un poco de moco en el vaso. Oh.
Qué mocoso es.
So that's sure I can have it for breakfast. What were you gonna say over there?
I was gonna say, I was gonna say maybe having the beer with something salty and fatty, right?
Mm.
It'll complement the acidity, the nice citrusy flavors in the beer very well, and it'll also cut back that salt and that fat that you're gonna have in that dish. So if you want to have like a pulled pork sandwich, something with a good amount of fat in it, or maybe even a nice steak with plenty of salt and something basted with butter, it'll cut through that richness of what you're eating, and it's gonna complement it very, very well.
I agree with that too. I can definitely see that. Like a good nice churrasco off the smoker, or you can go with some bacon wrapped chicken thighs right off the barbecue.
I just
Okay.
want breakfast with this. I just drink this. I just want breakfast.
You drink that? You want breakfast?
Yeah.
Bro, it tastes like Minute Maid. Like,
I want French toast.
I was really impressed by the flavor because, again, I'm not a sour fan. So when I was introduced to this beer, and I had the pleasures of having to meet Jamie, if I'm not mistaken, he is the master brewer at the Spanish Mary Brewery right here in West Dade. And as he was giving me the description of the beer, I was like, interesting. I had yet to taste it as he was telling me about the beer. And then as I threw it in, I was like, for how it looked to what I'm tasting, it is not a bad sour. Again, I'm not a sour fan. I like stouts. I like triple Belgians. I like IPAs. I go for beers that are higher in APV levels than your average sour ale. Yet this sour ale itself is 7%, so it's definitely higher than a Corona. It's definitely higher than a Heineken. All right, it's higher than a Stella.
Definitely is.
All right, as far as APV levels are concerned, and it's not bad for sour. Now, this is not the only sour we're trying here tonight. I did bring another sour, which is the next round up. But before we jump to that, we're going to jump into a camping accessory, or an everyday carry accessory, how I like to call it, because it is a remotely small everyday carry sling backpack. And we're jumping into that in a moment. But any other comments, gentlemen, that we have around this beer? What did you think, Hyro?
Yo, I like this. This is definitely getting a 4 from me.
Okay.
This surprised the fuck out of me.
And there's another can in the cooler, bro. We can all finish up that other can because I actually liked this one a lot.
Yeah.
I myself, from a 0.25 on Untapped to a 5.0, which is the highest you can give it, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 4 out of 5 as well.
yeah, I'm gonna have to
So-
go ahead and agree with that sentiment right there. I'm also gonna have to give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out
It
of 5?
was very surprising for like literally when you're like, oh, cool, time to just drink Slimer Slooge, like. So, but it's really tasty. If you're in the Miami area, I highly recommend go pick it up. You will be pleasantly surprised.
All right. What you think, Agent?
Not to even jump on the same bandwagon, but yeah, 4 out of 5. Like I feel like it'll sneak up on you. Like if you
Okay.
continue drinking, like it's not a drink you really feel. So I don't know. Like if you just want a casual thing to drink, that's not your average like general like normal beer that you can get off the freaking freezer at Publix or Sedano's or anywhere else you go.
Okay.
It's a nice compliment.
For those of you across the U.S. listening in, those are two different grocery stores locally here in South Florida.
Except for Publix. Publix is
Publix,
they're going
yeah,
up
you're
the
right.
East Coast.
Yeah.
They're going up to hey man, there's a
Hey, I
Publix
told you. I
in
saw in
Gatlinburg.
Alabama.
They hit
Yeah.
Kansas recently, apparently.
There's a Publix in Tennessee. It is in Pigeon Forge, right outside Gatlinburg.
One in Huntsville. Tell you that.
Yeah.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They hit St. Louis recently, I heard too.
Really
Mm.
Yeah.
interesting.
Publix is making waves.
Yeah, that's a shout out to Publix, man. We got no sponsors on this beer podcast, man. Y'all want to hit us up by all means.
I'll come dressed green and everything.
I'll come in wearing a Publix t-shirt. No problem.
Now the Publix apron.
All right, guys. So let's transition here to a everyday carry sling backpack. backpack I'm bringing into the episode today. Unfortunately, I left it inside the dog cage.
Dog
Dog
loves it that much.
The dog loves it that much. It's because the dog cage has become more of a dog accessory hidden location where he cannot access it. It is not used as a dog cage. All right. I ended up, the biggest mistake I ever did was letting him sleep on the bed when he only weighed 13 pounds. Now in at 84 pounds, this son of a gun still sleeps on the bed. All right.
You're stuck. That's it.
I'm stuck like Chuck. But this is a backpack that I would say I'd probably take to the park if I'm taking him to the park, where I can put his water bottle in, I can put his bowls, his treats, whatever. It's a good everyday carry backpack as well. It does have also a hidden everyday carry compartment if you do
I
want
like that.
to hide a concealed weapon inside the hidden compartment. It is between the front pocket and the main pocket of the backpack. There's a little I can call it a little let's say a little leash or a little piece of string that you pull on, and it opens up that area, and you can fit a fully full size 9mm, preferably a semi-compact pistol will fit very well inside that area, with at least one extra cartridge, including what you already have locked in on the handgun. It is made out of 1050D nylon all the way across. It is extremely lightweight. It does have a complete MOLLE webbing on the exterior, so you can add on attachments. And it comes with a single sling. On the bottom of the back of the backpack, you do have the option to switch the sling to either left or right, depending on what your preference is. It has a hidden clip on one side, opposite of the one that already comes out attached to it. On the back, you do have a rear hydration pocket, so you can put a full-on 1 liter or 1.5 liter hydration pack. And it has the little hole to pull the hydration hose out to the top and run it down the sling. So if you want to use it as well as a small 18-liter backpack to take with you as you're doing a long-distance walk or you're doing a minor hike, you can go ahead and
Or
use
going
it
to
as that as well.
Disney.
Or going to Disney. But for and I love 511 Tactical. Again, I'm not sponsored by 511 Tactical, guys. I'm just giving you guys an inside look into some accessories from
Wink,
511
wink,
Tactical.
511.
511. Shout out to 511 Tactical. But it does have also a fleece-lined sunglass pocket on the top. So if you want to carry a pair of shades, you don't want them to get scratched, there's a little hidden pocket on the very top of the backpack where you can just fit those shades right in, and it'll prevent those shades from getting scratched while they're in the pocket. All right. Other than that, it does have it does have a section on the top where you can put a name patch if you like to put your name patch on the back, and it does have a patch area in the center of the front pocket as well, where you can put any other sort of patch, whether it's some sarcastic remark like the one I have on mine, which is "Don't bitch and just rub some dirt on it. It'll seal up eventually." All right.
That's how it works.
That's how it works, right? But this again is the Rush Moab 10 sling pack. It's a 18-liter sling bag that you can have with you as an everyday carry bag. All right. Now, as we finish covering that accessory there by 511, let's scroll over to this next beer. This next beer was a seasonal, the way that I was told by Jamie, the master brewer at the brewery. It was a let's sell until it's gone type beer.
And it did sell.
They haven't had any of this beer left over for a while, the way he made it sound. And they had like 3 to 4
Just happened to be
packs
some in the back.
hidden in the back. And this was the official last 4-pack they had. And I went ahead and had the honors of taking that pack with me and hosting it tonight on tonight's episode. This is going to be a first-time tasting for me on this beer. I have not tasted it. So as we taste this beer, guys, let's try to be as honest as we can, because I have yet to taste this one. So this is going to be a first hitter swing on this sour. And again, I'm not a sour fan. So let's see what the heck we get out of this
You know
beer.
you love them now. That's it. You're stuck. You're a sour man.
The beer that we're going into next, and let's pull this one out of the camera. Let's get this cup over to the other side of the camera, is what they call their Polyjuice Sour Ale.
All that juice.
All right. Now, the Polyjuice Sour Ale ranges in at 7.5 APV. Let me go ahead and put this in front of the camera here so you guys can see what we're about to jump into. All right. It looks like some poison potion on the front of the can. What angle am I rotating this to?
Love that.
Yo,
we
you
go.
know what that reminds me?
It looks
of?
like Goosebumps.
Cuphead.
Cuphead.
Straight up Cuphead.
Oh, the image. Yeah, the drawing.
the
It
drawings.
has the art on these cans are incredible. They really
They're
go for that like
fantastic.
that 1920 rubber hose animation style.
It reminds
which
me of
is
like
really nice.
Harry Potter / Goosebumps. The way Polyjuice is written.
Not even that. It's just I don't know. Like it makes it so that's eye catching for people who just
Yeah, you just see it. It just looks fun. It's just
Yeah,
like, wait,
exactly.
no,
It's like oh shit.
All right, Howard, get that about before I crush your toes, bro.
Nah, man.
The lid of this Yeti's heavy. I ain't gonna lie.
Guess
All
we're in
right.
the hospital after this.
So again, we're jumping now into Polyjuice. It is a let me resurrect my iPad here that went to sleep. It is a sour ale conditioned with green apple. That's about as much of a description I was able to find.
To be honest, that's as
Um,
much as we need sometimes.
You're right. Sometimes simplicity is a perfect answer. And I was in communication with the master brewer himself as he relayed the link to Untapped. So if you do look up Polyjuice Sour Ale on Untapped, it is by the same brewery that we just went through, which is Spanish Mary.
Spanish Mary. I'm always about to say Spanish Marie. I don't know why.
Mary.
Just
Marie. Marie, you want to put a little English accent to it? Is that what you're trying to do?
What you also Spanish Mar, mate? What you want a bottle of water next?
No.
Oh, and don't forget, people in chat. If you're there, you can ask some questions while you're on.
Hey man, don't be afraid to ask. I see we got
Just don't be too crazy.
yes, don't go crazy on me, man. Wow.
Another
Oh,
green
so we're
one.
keeping
This-
the
we're
green
keeping
theme, huh?
we're keeping the green theme here.
Wow.
Although this one looks a lot thinner
yeah,
than
The
the
other
prior
one.
one.
It really does.
but it
It
makes
really
it look
does.
slimier.
looks like a
the-
shot of wheatgrass, kind of.
A shot of
Shot of
wheatgrass?
wheatgrass.
Wheatgrass?
Oh, wheat. Okay.
Ugh.
I understood weed grass. I was like, bro, what wheatgrass he talking about?
Oh no, wheatgrass. Like,
All right. I was pretty sure wheat came off trees. Oh man.
Yo,
Alright, so
it got
as you-
lighter green in that one.
Interesting. So as you get to the bottom of the can, you pour out the remaining portion. It does have a different change in color.
Hippa.
Gets dark.
Look at that.
Damn,
Dang,
that's crazy.
quite-
Yo,
That
that's
is
a
quite
big.
a change right there.
That's a big change in color. All right.
That is some
That
real
is interesting.
magic.
That
if you
is
ask
interesting.
Me.
Whoa.
All right. I'm gonna go for the uglier looking one to the left.
So we're
Jesus
being told
Christ.
to shake it first.
I'm being told to shake it
Apparently.
first by the recorder. He forgets this thing's carbonated. If I do that, you're gonna have
Yeah.
beer all over this room. But it's all right. We haven't sipped from these cups. We can cross contaminate here a little bit. Let's
Hey.
blend in.
Let's
let's blend in here some tones. Yeah. I'm doing an insulting move to maybe the brewer, but it's okay. I just want to.
I feel like this smoke. I feel like now with these drinks should have been done around Halloween. It's just the green on
I
them.
mean, but I feel like this brewer specifically was done during that time of year, and
Really?
then we're getting, and it was probably released, or this one
Around
was
that
probably, it was probably released around that time, but it was then these last ones were probably canned towards the beginning of this year, right?
Yeah.
Pásame la lata.
Pasa de la lata, coge la lata.
Gabby finished
know
the other
me.
one already. Holy shit.
Jesus.
How are you a savage, bro? I love you for that though.
Bro, you know how the human body is like 75% water? This is alcohol. Straight up.
Mine's 50% alcohol.
Let's
okay.
let's.
Oh, at least you're humbling yourself down, It's okay.
Just just a little bit.
I don't know, bro. This thing looks like it came out of St. Patty's
Ooh,
with some nuclear waste.
Martinelli's
You want the can or you want the
sparkling
cup?
apple
With the
cider
cup.
Leave
is
the cup.
what this
We'll leave the
smells
can by
like.
the camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
It smells
And
like
I've gone to get
straight
actually
apple
directly from the
cider.
factory in Martinelli when I was in
Yeah.
Cali.
All right, so let's
Got
see
it.
here. So as we have it here in front of the
Ooh.
camera, all right, we are looking for a green apple type of taste. Any of you have already tasted this? What do you got? I see some
so
head
much
nodding.
better than the other one.
I see some head nodding over here to my left. I haven't tasted this yet, so I'm gonna wait for you three to give some insight, and then I start drinking so that we don't leave the mic here on mute.
Carlos, how do you feel about apple cider?
I mean, I lived up north for a minute, and I was never really an apple cider fan when I was living up north. Because apple cider is like a traditional warm
Yeah.
drink you would have during the winter.
The best description I can give this: imagine if apple cider was a beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
It flatly says like sour apple as one of the
Mhm.
the ingredients.
Coño, está rico.
Just fucking
Damn, it is not bad.
This is actually, yeah, this is
Oh, shit.
surprisingly good.
Damn.
This is
Surprisingly.
All right, all right.
All right, I hand you a cup over. I'll hand you.
Wait,
Let's
we
open
got
up this
you.
other
We got
can.
you.
I
God,
think I still have some in the can
damn.
over here.
this was not what I expected at all.
At all.
No,
At all.
I heard it was sour apple, but I was thinking it's probably gonna be like you know, like more like a weedy like type feel or something like that, and
Exactly.
like maybe with a hint of like apple flavor. But no.
I don't
This
know,
is
Fredo.
like-
You may not be a sour like fan, but
I can crush
This
an
is,
entire 4-pack.
This is
of by
changing your
myself.
Yo.
your ideals right now.
Hand that over there. All right, let's see what Chen thinks about this one. Bro, you told me to serve you some. You didn't say how much. I gave you the rest of the can.
Chen loves.
All right.
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh
that's-
my gosh.
Yep.
I just heard the 4th of July fireworks go off in my ears here, bro. What's up?
We already saw the 5 come out from
All right.
Chen.
So
Damn, bro.
we officially have a 5.
Yeah, this is-
for-
yeah, I was about to
And he
say-
lead back.
For
I
That's
was
Apologies.
about to say this is a 5. Holy shit.
But is it as good as Blue Moon?
I mean, but first off, too,
I was joking, Parada. I was joking.
but now we're talking about 2 different types of beers.
yeah.
Hey, you're gonna get them riled up. Relax.
All right.
Like, why you do this?
Now, what's up with the can? Oh, the can. I thought you were talking about the camera. I was like, what's up with the camera, bro?
Nothing's wrong with the camera.
If you had to partner this with a dish,
Ooh.
that's gonna be. I know it's hard. It's. I really feel like I'm having a Jolly Rancher here right now
Yep.
with this beer.
Yeah.
And, and it's specifically the green sour.
Oh
Jolly
my god, you
Rancher.
fucking
Yep.
nailed it on the top of the head.
Yep.
All right,
Yep.
That's exactly what I'm getting out of this beer, and this beer is impressive for it
favorite.
being a sour ale, and it being, unfortunately a discontinued beer from Spanish Mary. But if they
Hopefully
were to
brew
bring
this
this beer
again.
back, I would for sure buy this beer.
Yep.
100%.
Jesus.
100%.
Yeah,
110.
that sour green apple Jolly Rancher right there
This
for
is a
you.
winner.
I love
In a
sour
cup.
apples.
This is a
too.
winner.
I wouldn't
Like,
pair this
uh,
with anything. I would use this in so much cooking because you could probably like make a really like sick apple pie with this.
Yo. Ooh.
Ooh, you are really gonna test that beer's limits.
Yeah.
All right.
He's like, I'm gonna save this bit so when I get
Well,
home, I can
unfortunately, I
just
guess
start
we
go
have
cooking.
the last 4 we just drank off.
No.
I'm gonna go to Spanish Mary and force the brewmaster to make more.
Make more.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hit up the brewmaster and be like, bro, I am gonna give you a 5 out of 5 on the Polyjuice Sour Ale.
This is.
I can see why they had a hidden stash in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is real good.
Yo, how much you pay for it?
Yeah, a pack of 4 was $25.
God damn.
You know
Nah,
what?
but to be
Worth
fair
every
though, it's
penny.
worth every penny.
It's worth every penny.
It's worth every penny of it after tasting it here with you guys today.
Yeah.
I did not taste this one on the little mini episode that I recorded earlier this week.
So thank you for having it with
So
us.
I
Nice.
held this one back
He
for
appreciates us.
the studio, and I was like, you know what? I think that if I would have given the guest that I had in the mini episode this one to taste, they wouldn't have bitched as much. Yeah. My sister was in the mini episode, and I made her taste another beer that I picked up that day there, and she was looking at me like, I would not drink that. I was like, I don't know what you taste bad with it. I don't taste it. Yes, it is a sour. It was another sour ale. They have a sour ale called Stranger Flings. All right. The whole theme to the can is based off of Stranger Things. And it's a strawberry. The best way I can visually describe it to you is a melted down strawberry daiquiri. Right? After the ice melts, you still have the little floating pieces of strawberry. All right. That's how it visually looks. But when you taste it, you have a strawberry with a chocolate aftertaste. So it's like you got a chocolate
be
dipped
bad.
strawberry, and you bit into it. You taste the strawberry because it's still physically there, and you get that chocolate taste at the same time. Except this one's fluid. It's got some alcohol in it. You
And what
take
type
it
of
in.
beer is it?
It's a sour ale.
It's a sour ale.
that can't be bad.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
I don't know how to
refuse
feel about
believe
chocolate
that
taste towards the end of it.
that's all right. I have it in the cooler for you to taste anyways
Oh,
before I leave. But seeing as I already have it on the mini episode, I'm not going to cover it today.
No, for a fact. I just
On
On another day, we just hang out and Drink some.
Yeah, man. So, Chen gave it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5.
It got a
For
5 for me.
I got a
The
five.
got a
Polyjuice
5.
Sour Ale. You got a 5,
That's a
Angel?
solid 5.
It's a solid 5?
That's
That's a solid 5.
God dang.
All right. So that
Fives
is
all around. 5
Hey, whatever
fives.
you brought
that is
next
5 for 5.
better be better
Hey,
than
yo,
this.
this Polyjuice Ale truly is magic.
What?
Yeah.
This Polyjuice Ale is truly magic, from what
My
Nolan said.
goodness. You know what? That should be the slogan.
That
for
should
it.
be their slogan, bro.
Yeah.
They got the Harry Potter vibe.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I am glad that I was shown this beer before I left. I'm gonna finish this up. So as we give some transition time here, as Hyro's taking in the whole 16-ounce can.
It's done.
You a savage, bro. You a savage.
God damn.
I wanted to open up with an open dialogue about barbecues, right? So when we think about barbecues, what kind of meat do you think goes best with any sort of barbecue you do that is going to be smoked for a long period of time?
What? So you're asking what meat you like to use?
What meat
to
would
be
you-
smoked?
What would be
For
your
long.
first pick of a meat if you're going to go do a smoker for the next 8 hours of your day?
Ah.
I'm gonna get real sciencey and technical. I'm gonna pick any type of meat that's high in collagen and connective tissue,
Ooh.
and most of that comes in the form of pork. Pork is very sinewy, is very high in collagen and connective tissue, and when you smoke for long periods of time and you hit the upper echelons of the 200, 210 degrees Fahrenheit, that's when all that collagen is going to be converted to gelatin. And that's when you're going to have that smooth, unctuous, luscious, like melt in your mouth texture that you get from barbecue itself.
You're making me
Right.
hungry just with
Yeah.
these
That
scientific terms, bro.
juiciness when you bite into like a piece of like a good smoked rib, that's all that collagen that just broke down into gelatin, right? And pork is prime material for that. So pulled pork, get a nice Boston butt, smoke that for a good 8 hours,
Aye.
and all that is gonna just
Epa.
turn
Epa.
into juice.
Into
See, the funny thing is, I was
going-
gonna say the same thing because you know your boy like to hunt, and you
Yeah, I
know
know
hunting
you like to
boar
hunt.
out here.
Shit, bro. I was told
Hog.
to go. I was
Yeah.
told to go kill my first pig when I
Actually,
was
yeah.
15, bro. Huh? My
Yo, and I was just like, yeah,
that's my
Yeah.
my good old famous
Nothing beats
uh,
that.
story of my
Especially
mid-teens
fresh.
is, go. You see the one over there, grandson, with the nail in his nose? That's the one you need to go fake like you're gonna go feed it, and as you approach, you just stick it. These were the instructions given to me by an old man.
Just
I had
stick it.
visually just stick it. 'Cause
Just-
he gave me in my hand what was a 16-inch ice pick. All right, and he's like, go with a bucket with food like you're gonna feed him. He's gonna come your way, and then just stick him right over the front left leg, which would theoretically go straight into the heart as you
puncture
stick
the
him,
lung.
or puncture a lung. So I was going to go in and follow instructions. There was a nail on his nose as a nose ring for a reason. It was the one pig you did not want to get anywhere near. Because the thing immediately, when you were within 10 feet of reach, would begin to charge at you full blast to chew you up. So what's my reaction? My ass turned around real freaking quick, hauled ass for the fence, put foot onto the fence hole, went over the fence, and then my foot got stuck on the top of the fence. So now I got the pig head ramming me from the other side of the fence, while I have 5 different people watching me get myself rammed against the fence from the other
Yeah,
side.
you just getting rammed on the fence.
Yeah, I'm going to get
We're
it.
getting rammed in the hey yo,
You know?
hey yo.
While they were watching,
Well,
too.
you
While they
know,
were watching too, you know.
Hey.
Huh?
Carlos's first time getting
Get a little
rammed at an
steamy,
audience.
you know?
Hey, how old were you when you first got rammed?
15.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
I knew y'all were going to take it that way.
Of course we would.
Of course.
When you use the word stuck on a fence and rammed,
And rammed at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I set that
You-
one up for the comedy.
that was a nice alley oop right there.
Yeah. But I feel like I would get. Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Nolan. I think I would get some baby back ribs. I'll definitely get some pork chops. I feel like some bacon wrap pork chops would also be a smooth.
Ooh. You
You
can't
know.
miss anything rammed in bacon.
Um, The
Ribs.
ribs,
Damn, you
though-
sound like you like longing for him, like ribs. The way you
Dude,
said it was just
Because
like.
I haven't had ribs in such a long time.
Oh,
That's
okay,
a-
okay, fair.
It's that to the point where I'm like, ribs just came back into my head, and like it's a core memory of me just. When I say that,
Yeah, but it's specifically pork ribs we're talking about here. Because if you're
Yeah.
gonna go prime ribs, that's
No,
a whole different
nah,
ball.
nah. Pork ribs. I haven't had pork ribs in a long time.
Good old baby back ribs.
Mm.
Baby back is good, but now here's a good question for you: baby back or St. Louis spare?
Mm. They're both good ribs. But I think I like to stick with my baby back.
Like to stick with the baby backs.
I like to stick with my baby backs. Um,
I like the St. Louis spare, but I respect the choice. I
okay.
respect the baby back choice. You can't go wrong with them.
I mean, the
No.
best baby back ribs I had, I literally went for the bone, and as I go to pick up the bone, the meat just fell right off. The bone just came out with my fingers. I was like,
Oh.
"Oh, these are gonna be good."
Damn.
Because when the bone just comes out like it's water, like you pulling a bone out of a soup, I was like, "Damn, those are some good baby back ribs." All right. Now, to finish off our poly juice here, you done over there with the Harry Potter potion?
No.
No?
A little bit.
They're weak, Harold. We already done.
I think I have like a little.
I was talking most of the time while you went ahead and drank your beer, bro. Come on.
Dude, I was chugging it over here.
I know you were chugging it.
So delicious.
Felt like it was back in my frat days.
You're in a frat?
Fuck yeah.
Bro, this guy's got like 3 different majors, bro. Come on.
When you're in college and you're studying a lot, you need a frat.
Alright. He's 5 feet away from being the next Breaking Bad.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
You're just missing the not having hair and the.
I know.
Well, he hasn't gotten to that point yet.
I have a degree. I have a degree in chemistry, so.
Dr.
Ultra-
Wink, wink.
Oye, Pablo. No puedo abrir la tapa con la pata.
Diablo, come on.
All right, guys. So let's transition here into our last beer of today's episode. This one's got a wax covered tip.
Mm-hmm.
This
Ooh,
one's
that bitch
got
looks
a nice. Let's put it on front of the camera. Let me back it up. It's too long. There we go.
That's what she said.
Bro, I can't even make the camera go any further back.
It's too big.
It's too big to fit in the can. Oh, man. So this one here is what they call their Nosberry Farm Cinnamon Roll Stout.
And for a lot of people, that's a lot. That
Right.
Nosberry is a big local phenomena here.
Oof.
You say
Nosberry Farm.
Nosberry anywhere around here?
When you say
People go
Nosberry
crazy.
Farm, the first thing that I think
Cinnamon
about
rolls.
is that ridiculous line that I'm sweating my
Yep.
balls off to get.
See,
a
that's
pack
why I
of
don't live
12
that far
cinnamon
away.
rolls.
But it's worth it.
So
Though.
I can just drive.
That line.
Those cinnamon rolls were like.
I go
Bro,
once a year. I
you-
buy as many cinnamon rolls as they can let me buy, and I freeze the rest of those bitches.
Oh
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
funny story.
Smart
Not to
people do that.
interrupt or anything, but when I took my girlfriend and we waited like 3 hours in line. Tried one.
Why you got to remind me about that, bro?
Hear
Because
me
my
out,
ass
hear-
also waited
hear me
about
out.
almost the same time.
Hear me out. Tried one. She goes, I'd rather go to Cinnabon. They're better.
Ooh.
You take your girlfriend to Nosberry, not me.
Dude, I'm sorry, dude. Okay? I met her before you, dude.
I
Bro.
thought we had something different.
We should have had the
Damn.
forethought of meeting him, okay?
Yeah, you have to see.
That comment alone was horrible. That comment alone was horrible. I'm sorry. There's no way you're saying that the mall Cinnabon is better than that. We waited in 3 hours in that line for that shit.
Bro, I waited almost about that same time. I got
Jesus.
rained on.
Ooh.
All right, while I was waiting in that line. At first, I thought it was a sprinkler system that went off because this is down at Homestead and the farm areas. And
The Redlands, actually.
The Redlands. And then I looked up and I was like, damn, that ain't no sprinkler. That means I'm about to get drenched.
Mhm.
All right. To buy a 12-pack. I didn't even buy multiple boxes like Norland said. I just bought a single box, 12 cinnamon rolls.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie.
Yep.
I
Because
bought
then
2.
later on the
Those
same
who
year,
know, you gotta get two.
later on the same year, I had to go again. So I was like, coño, I gotta go make the darn
So
line.
who you
again.
stabbing, bro?
I was
Oh, I
handed.
passed it to him because he's gonna open the wow. He's like,
he's like,
He's there
I
thinking
was-
about the Amish
mistake.
in line, bro.
I was handed this Kershaw to open up this bottle wax top, but he fails one piece here. he doesn't got a bottle opener on this Kershaw, so I'm about to pull my Kershaw out of my pocket.
Oh, okay.
That's got a
okay,
bottle
okay.
opener on its rear.
You know,
Yeah.
You teach him.
You know,
you
we need
teach
to do
him.
a show
There
about
you
our
go.
knives. That's what we need to do.
We do need to do an episode about our knives. See, this Kershaw's got a blade and the
Our
bottle opener.
dailies. Yeah.
So I can use this Kershaw Agile, if you want to know what model knife this is, to open up both the wax tip and the head, which would be the head cap.
I got a Bowie knife
you
on
can't
me if you
forget
want
the
that.
head.
You want a Bowie knife?
I got a Bowie knife if you want
Oh, for that I just chop off the top of the bottle.
Hell yeah.
Back.
All right. So let's jump into this Nosberry Farm Cinnamon Roll Stout.
Let's go.
The official KBF annual collaboration is an imperial stout aged for 2 years in a coconut rum barrel
Ooh.
and a maple barrel,
Daddy loves.
then
this.
blended and conditioned with freshly baked Nosberry Farm cinnamon rolls.
How do you condition with like a fresh doughy product?
I
I am so
I-
curious.
Yeah, that's
So when the guy told me that he had it inside a coconut rum barrel and a maple barrel for 2 years, I was like, bro, this is going to taste real, real sweet. And then you mix it in with cinnamon rolls from Nosberry Farm.
oh, what the?
So,
I mean,
and now we're jumping categories completely here, guys. We're leaving the sour ales and we're officially going into a stout. It is a barrel aged imperial stout at 11% APV. So now I'm bumping you up from the
Daddy
7
likes.
7 to 11, but this ain't no 7-Eleven product. All right. All right. So let's pop open this beer here.
how much was it? Just out of curiosity.
This one also, single bottle was about the same price as your 4-pack.
That's
So about the $25 margin.
Well, makes sense because it's a collaboration and probably the amount of time they put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's equally as good as the other
Yeah.
one, though.
That's what I'm hoping for too.
I know.
Oh yeah, este wax está
Ah,
very, very, very well stuck.
look, if you're having issues,
It's very well stuck.
ahí gets right in there.
Yeah, it gets right in there. Just slide it right in.
You know,
All right.
you know.
let's
I
see
was
here.
gonna say it,
Just in case, you know.
but I'm gonna hold off on it.
You gonna hold off on that's what she said?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on it. You know.
Oh yeah.
Here, try this. Mira. Who's
Yeah, we're gonna get there, but let me cut off some of this wax because this wax is not helping.
We're having some
Sealed for
technical
refreshing.
difficulties.
Technical difficulties opening up a bottle here, guys. It's making me look like I'm a freaking rookie.
It has
with beers.
wax all around, so those who
This
can't
thing's
see,
got
there's
a
wax
nice
all over.
wax condom on its head. All right. Está bien durito. Coño, even the wax is hard, bro.
Dale, try this.
Let's see here. Oh, Hyro. Coño, mi dedo.
See, there you go.
All right. We'll get that in a minute.
Yours is nice and all, but you know, and you need.
When you need a
the
legit
benefit-
bottle opener, you need a legit bottle. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
All right. So now that we got the lid off this head. All right. Let's pour this stout.
Lid off this head.
Ooh, the self-restraint I have with that joke.
Ooh,
But let's be real, guys.
oscurito.
Head
I like
is
that.
what you call the foam that you get on a beer when it's poured into your cup.
Move it forward a bit.
Right? Move it forward a bit.
You know.
You mean
Move
move
it
it back.
There we go. I wanted to make sure I could see that. That looks gorgeous.
That has a nice black tone to it.
Mhm.
Angel, curve your cable that way, behind your cups, behind the corner of the table. There you go. Perfect. So that we get that cable out of the camera. So there is officially this Nosberry Farm barrel aged stout. Let's pour this into some other cups so I can pass this around.
Put a little bit for you know. Guy
Yeah,
behind the
I
soundboard.
gotta-
just a little bit, you know.
I got to split it into multiple cups here.
About 2 shots would.
Ooh.
Hand that way. See, that one actually generated some head.
Chen.
Send it to your
Hey,
left.
yo, Chin.
Chen, hey. We got you some beer.
Possible, yeah. And then last but not least, I should have just gave you. Oh, better.
Damn.
Hold up. I got you. Relax. I got you. I got you. I poured a little bit too much into what is going to be my cup.
Okay.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh.
It's like having a shot.
Wow,
because-
I could smell this already. Bro.
I know,
I
that's-
didn't smell that. I was like, wait a
That's
minute.
what
I didn't even have
So-
to bring it to my nose yet.
All right.
Why does it smell like soy sauce?
it does.
It smells like soy sauce. It looks like soy sauce,
looks
but
like
I'm
soy
sure
sauce.
it is not soy sauce. All right. So you guys go ahead and go in for a deep dive,
All right, cheers.
and you all let me know what
Cheers.
you guys think of this Nosbury Farm Cinnamon Roll Stout.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I have tasted this over at the brewery, so I'm not too
Whoa.
worried about. What do you got? I mean, Angel's face over here is telling me 1,000 words.
What? I'm so confused.
In so many ways. There's so many flavors that go first.
So remember, we're looking for the flavor you're getting as you intake and you breathe out. Right. So there's always two different flavors to a beer. What do you feel when you're taking it in? And then as you exhale, what flavors do you feel are generating that weren't there as you tasted it at first? Yeah.
Immediately the first taste, I get it's just sweet.
It is sweet.
Super sweet.
Very sweet.
What do you guys got? Well, I'm
You also get a lot of that woodiness from the barrel as well.
Correct.
Yes.
A
Okay.
very like that maple wood especially comes through on this.
okay.
You can feel that glaze.
Kind of like a
I'm thinking if I'm
weird
trying
to-
brown sugar taste as well.
Very
do you feel that
molassesy.
coconut
Yeah.
in any way?
Coconut.
I do not.
Yeah.
I do not get any
I do
coconut.
not.
Actually, I get that
coconut.
like the side of my tongues. My tongue.
Have you got more than one tongue, son? We got a problem. I mean, it can be beneficial.
Very molassesy.
Hey, yo. Just pay attention to what he said.
I mean, the way he's tasting it, bro, he's going all out. He's really exploring here what taste buds are being generated. Yeah.
I get the maple syrup taste at the very end. Like the reserve that I get on like my tongue after.
Mhm.
That's where I'm getting that.
I definitely feel the maple. I do feel a little bit of coconut after you have already taken it in for and breathed out, and you give it a few seconds, and you're letting your taste buds kind of generate. I kind of feel it on the back burner. Some minor coconut flavors to this stout.
I get. Has anyone had a bread
I
pudding?
don't get coconut.
Yes.
So I get a bit of
Oh,
like bread
yeah.
pudding as the out, but I guess that gives you that kind of that.
It's because it has like that burnt sugary taste that
Yes.
it has.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like burnt sugar, which is pleasant.
Yes.
Most of
Oh,
the time, you wouldn't
I
take that.
enjoy
Think of
this
like
right
burnt
now.
sugar as like pleasant. This is very pleasant because it adds like richness to it, which is very nice.
I would say that this, unlike the sours that we had at the beginning, this is more of a dessert beer. So
yeah.
I'm really curious of, if I had to pair this with a dish, in my opinion, I would be aiming something like, a chocolate mousse cake or
Yeah.
I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
the cinnamon rolls themselves
There's no way
as
you can-
described on the beer. But I don't really see myself putting this beer with a main dish. Right? This is a post main dish beer scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's too sweet for any like main.
Or if just like at a
course or
party
just-
and,
yeah.
and just chilling and just like pour some.
The flavor's too strong to be paired with the main dish because you're going to be taking
Yeah.
away from the main dish if you eat
Mhm.
it with this. You have to eat it with something softer, like Carlos was saying, like a dessert. Maybe a nice slice of cake,
Nope.
but basically, or maybe something like, maybe. What if you pair it with like a chocolate cheesecake, kind of, right? Because you get that tanginess from the cheesecake
Right,
as
which
well.
kind of like,
Hmm.
yeah,
see it more with
I
the
can see where you're
chocolate
going.
mousse. I see
Because
it-
I was aiming more like towards chocolate mousse cake,
Mhm.
but I can see how you can bring a chocolate chocolate cheesecake into this.
Chocolate cheesecake, yeah. Because if you have the chocolate mousse cake, you're having like rich
Mm-hmm.
with the rich beer, right? And with that cheesecake, you might have like a nice little band that's going on.
Okay. I mean, let's dive outside of the dessert range, right? If we were to explore other things like an appetizer or small dish, which direction do you think you would take this beer in?
I get a bit of wine vibes from this. So maybe like a charcuterie board, something with
Okay.
some nice
Mm.
smoked meats, some nice
Yes.
cheeses.
Okay.
Some strawberries from Chen.
Okay.
He wanted with some strawberries,
Some strawberries. Some strawberries.
freshly picked and washed.
Freshly picked and washed. You want them dipped in chocolate too? I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna stick to the dessert, pairing scenario with this beer.
Yeah.
I do like it a lot for a stout, though. I do think that if we had to relate this back to one of our prior episodes, and Hyro probably knows in what direction I'm going here. This is gonna land, I think, as far as my stouts already spoken about in this podcast. I think I'm gonna put it very close to the good old Uncle Fluffernutter from
That's all this man talks
Unbranded.
about.
Because I was really
Unbranded,
impressed.
you did a great job. You say you got this
Yeah,
man talking
Unbranded
about
really
Uncle
got me
Fluffernutter.
hooked on Uncle Fluffernutter.
You make him want to go to Hialeah.
You make me want to go to Hialeah, bro, and I hate Hialeah. Now, if you're gonna send me to Hialeah, for those of y'all who listen in, if y'all have all ever seen the movie Death Race, you need to put me in a Death Race vehicle if you're gonna send me to Hialeah.
Imagine if Mad Max was just a city.
That'll be Hialeah.
That's
That'll be
Hialeah.
All right,
Hey, but I will tell you this: if you learn how to drive there, you can drive anywhere.
bro. If you learn how to drive in Miami-Dade County, you can drive anywhere in this country and anywhere outside this country.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Lights, what are those?
Traffic lights? Red means go and
Stop
green
sign?
means stop.
Nah.
Oh,
Yielde.
cameras? Nah. It's
Yielde.
okay.
Yo no sé lo
Oh,
que
let's
se dice.
rephrase that.
Me
Let's
voy
rephrase
para adelante.
Green means go. Orange means speed up. Red means
Orange.
Orange.
yellow. Sorry.
Orange.
Much?
Yeah.
Colorblind much?
Orange.
No, I ain't colorblind. My bad. Yellow means speed up. And if it's on
No,
that
he's
yellow,
still thinking about the first one. That's what he's thinking
Yeah,
about the first drink.
I'm still thinking about the first drink, how I had that citrusy flavor. And then as it's on yellow, about to go red, that means haul ass.
Mm.
Wait,
Right.
so to you, it's green.
Green means go.
Then orange, then yellow, and then
yeah,
red.
No. Hear me out. Green means go. Yellow means speed up. And if it's already been yellow for 5 seconds at least, that means haul ass because it's about to go red. All right.
Yo, even when it's red, just fucking go.
Just fucking-
At this point, just fucking go. Miami's wild. I saw a cop take a red light once. He stopped at the red light, took the red light, didn't even turn on his police lights. He just took it.
Yeah, what are you
Wild,
gonna do?
bro.
What are you gonna do? Fucking give him a ticket?
This is a citizen's arrest.
Yeah,
No. Citizens
cool me?
arrested a cop that passed her.
you ran the red light too, sir.
Like I would give you a ticket for making him stop.
I definitely taste the rum barrel. I taste the maple barrel.
Mhm.
If I taste any of the Nosberry cinnamon rolls, it's a really hard call. It does have a
I
sweetness
tasted
to
it at the end, like the aftertaste. Like
Yeah.
it all just like when you're breathing out, I feel like it all culminates into that.
But I
taste
feel
for
like
me.
it takes a few seconds after you swallow
It
the
does.
last sip of the beer because it's
For a
not
fact.
something you taste right off the bat as you have it in.
I was a little underwhelmed, but when you said like it was a Nosberry, I was expecting maybe like a bigger like cinnamon note to it,
Mhm.
and of which it doesn't really have much of a cinnamon note, if any at all.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Like I got more of like a brown sugar type of taste for me at the beginning. Like that's the type of sweet that I felt, like the first sip, and I was like, and then as Norland said, it does get like kind of like that molasses kind of taste towards the end, and then once it settles and everything, and you're done, breathing it out, it's like, okay, I can taste kind of like what everything is. I can taste the maple syrup. I can taste all of that. So
Okay. All right. What about you, Harold?
I thoroughly enjoyed it actually.
I know you like dark beers.
Just to give Chen's score, he gives it a 3.
Okay.
Just a 3, right? No 3 twos, no 3. All right, gives it a 3.
Okay.
We got a 3 from Chen.
What's the lower end of the scale again?
0.25 is as low
0.25.
as
Yeah, that is
0.25 is as low as you can go.
I give it a 2.5.
You give it a 2.5.
2.5.
Okay.
I'll give it a 3, solid 3.
Solid 3. So 2 solid 3s, a
It's
2.5.
not my cup
I
of
give
tea.
it a 3.75.
I was gonna land right around that ballpark. Also, I was gonna land between the 3.5 and 3 3/4. So I think I think I'll give it a 3.75. Why not?
I feel like the reason I like most of us give it that score is because it's not as versatile as a lot of other drinks, but it's not bad. Like you said, you do have to pair it with like a dessert. There's no way that in hell you can have this with an actual main course for anything.
Yeah, no.
And if I am gonna be extremely here,
But that's the purpose of these beers. Some of them, they're just meant to like, hey, look, we're trying to make something different.
Yeah, it's
Taste
not
this,
point,
you know?
what I mean?
I mean, that's
Have some fun.
that's the whole idea behind craft beers, right? They're creating something new, something out of the ordinary. They're trying to pull magic out of beer bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And not all brewers have that ability.
That's true.
And it's, to me, when you give me a lager at a brewery versus a lager I can buy anywhere, I really like to see what I taste out of that lager, because if your lager tastes the same to me as any lager I can get anywhere, then what's the point of me buying your lager versus buying the
Exactly.
first lager I
Right.
find at the gas station? So when it has to do with lager critiquing, I kind of go a little bit deeper, but it's a beer that is very common and it's very easy to find. So that's why I go that deep. But when it comes to something outside of that ballpark that I don't typically taste, stouts, I don't buy that often. So when I do buy a stout, I like to see what is it that you pull out of the stout. And if you had to pair it with a dish, what area will that dish land into? If I had to bring a main course to the table to pair with a stout, it would be a very oddly seasoned uh, filet mignon, let's say.
Oddly seasoned.
And I say
filet
oddly
mignon.
seasoned because there
Mm.
are certain seasonings, depending on where you've potentially gotten a filet mignon before, that could be a slightly sweet taste to the seasoning. And I feel that if you get a well cooked, not well done, a
Never.
filet mignon that's
You already know
cooked
me. Well done
properly,
is never.
as all you know, I like to make my crap medium well to well done. But if you get a properly done filet mignon, soft as it should be, with a sweet type of seasoning that's paired up in that dish, I think it could match well with this beer.
I agree with that, Carlos. I feel like I really like the vibe you're going with the filet mignon. Maybe like a nice like coffee and brown sugar rub for it would complement it perfectly, because you get that bitterness from the coffee, the sweetness from the brown sugar matches the notes of this beer perfectly.
That's exactly what I was trying to aim for. Yeah.
There you go.
You
hit
want
the-
some little sour vegetables or, sweet and salty vegetables to go with it after you have the meat and the beer, you can do that too. But if you got to pair it straight to the beer, it's going to be for that
Vegetables
Swedish.
are a societal construct. The only acceptable vegetable is asparagus if you're gonna have steak.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I can see that. All right, guys. You guys have any other comments for tonight?
Nah, I don't have anything.
Go check out this brewery. They
Yes.
have real good shit.
They're
Spanish
hidden.
Mary.
It took me. I drove past their front door 3 times the other day.
It is. It's like
Before I found
hidden,
it.
not hidden, because it's like it's right
It's
there, but you have to know. Really
but,
look at your map if you have your phone open.
Yeah.
Zoom into like the most that you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, zoom in as close as you can. But a special shout out to Master Brewer Jamie over at Spanish Mary for coming to give us some inside looks. And again, this brewery of tonight's episode was the Spanish Mary Brewery, right here in West Kendall, Miami, Florida. And thanks for listening into Outdoors Brews and Barbecue. This is Carlos, your host. We are out for today.
Take care.
Laters.